Hello, I'm Ryan Haslam with your SCV NewsBreak for Tuesday, October 15th. The William S. Hart Union High School District will be picking a new governing board member Wednesday. Interviews will begin at 3 o'clock at the board meeting room on Centerpoint Parkway. The board has a list of 11 candidates who will be questioned over the course of a meeting that is expected to last as much as 5 hours. There are currently 4 governing board members for the district, and each will name their top candidate after the interviews. After some discussion, the board will vote. A majority of votes is needed to decide the next governing board member. Well, Ding Dong Ditch just got serious. An off-duty deputy who lives in Westridge fired a round into the air while chasing after some prankster kids over the weekend. Sheriff's Department officials say Deputy Sung Pak was twice the victim of a Ding Dong Ditch prank. About 15 to 20 children, from younger kids to teenagers, reportedly rang Pak's doorbell and ran away. When they came back a second time, Pak gave chase. Officials say when it looked like a few of the older kids were going to confront Pak, he identified himself as a sheriff's deputy, pulled out his service revolver, and fired a round into the air as a warning shot. Pak has been relieved of duty and suspended with pay while the investigation is being conducted. Coming up after the break, the Kid Expo features something for everyone. That and more next.
SCV NewsBreak is brought to you by Action Family Counseling.
My relationships were affected by my addiction in ways that are almost hard to describe. I lost that trust and that sense of intimacy that you have with your family.
Everyone says that, oh, it's just a plant, like you can't get addicted to it, but like really, it is addictive. If you're doing it all day, like every day, it's just like that's all your life consists of is smoking weed, like then it's addictive.
Think your son is, you'll never know, because it is hard to hide, but if you try hard enough, you can conceal it. There's no face to addiction. Like your next door neighbor could be an addict and you have no idea.
The people we deal with are great people. They're just making bad choices. So if we can help people make better choices, everybody wins.
And I love you very, very much.
It's about to get much easier to ride your bike to the Santa Clarita Activity Center, as well as other important locations in our valley. Mayor Bob Keller, city staff, and local officials broke ground for a 4-mile bike trail extension, which will connect River Village in Saugus to the 14 freeway. The new trail will run along Golden Valley Road, connecting the Golden Valley Bridge and Centerpoint Parkway. It will also give better access to Golden Triangle and the south side of Soledad Canyon Road.
The reality is the trail system that we have here in Santa Clarita is second to none. I believe we are somewhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we're well in excess, particularly with this, of 40 miles of trails here in the Santa Clarita Valley. And you can virtually, from any of the 4 communities in Santa Clarita, you can go between them on a bike, jogging, or whatever your pleasure is on a Sunday morning. So it truly is a wonderful, wonderful amenity for our community.
In other city news, the City of Santa Clarita received a $350,000 grant from the California Natural Resources Agency this month. They're going to use that money to buy 300 acres for open space. The Gateway Ranch property lies beyond Santa Clarita's southern border. It has been slated for a housing development project that never came to fruition, and now it never will. Santa Clarita's City Council voted earlier this year to buy the land and set it aside as permanent open space. Santa Clarita is one of 37 cities to receive funding from the state's Environmental Enhancement and Mitigation Grant Program, which allocated a total of $10 million to projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions statewide. The property acquisition is expected to be complete sometime next year. Now for your weather, a high-pressure system building over the Great Basin will create gusty northeasterly Santa Ana winds late Tuesday night through early Wednesday afternoon. Winds around 45 miles per hour are expected in the Santa Clarita Valley. Those winds, coupled with low humidity, have increased fire danger in the Santa Clarita Valley, but not enough to issue a red flag warning. Temperatures are expected to dip around 81 degrees Thursday and Friday before taking a slight upturn into the mid-80s over the weekend. Let's take a look at our local sports scene now with Dave Caldwell. Dave?
Thanks, Ryan. Tuesday is always poll day, whether we are voting for elected officials or following sports. And since we aren't electing anyone right now, let's talk about high school and college polls released today. First, in high school football, where the Hart Indians remain the #1 team in the Northern Division. Both Valencia and Canyon move up 1 spot to 4th and 5th, respectively. West Ranch was in the #10 spot the last 2 weeks, but fell out of the top 10 thanks to their loss to Hart Friday night. Trinity remains in the number 2 spot in 8-man Division II. Turning to cross country, the Saugus boys cross country team is number 1 in Division II, while the Centurion girls team is number 2. Canyon girls are number 5 in the division. And in college sports, the Masters College women's soccer team drops from number 11 in the country to number 15 after suffering their first loss of the season last week, while the Lady Mustang volleyball team stays at number 13 in NAIA Division I, despite a loss to number 1 Concordia. Ryan, that's our look at sports.
All right, thanks, Dave. The Child and Family Center's 10th annual Kid Expo drew more than 7,000 people to Golden Valley High School Sunday. More than 100 exhibitors packed the gym with hands-on activities and giveaways for kids to enjoy. All in all, Kid Expo raised more than $50,000 for the Child and Family Center, which provides mental health and behavioral services to hundreds of local kids each week. That's all for tonight. For more Santa Clarita news, log on to hometownstation.com or scvnews.com. Thank you for watching. I'm Ryan Haslam.
SCV NewsBreak is brought to you by Action Family Counseling.